They sent him a shadow with teeth, a mind built to break you. He thinks he's the predator, but you are the storm. Every twitch, every glance, every grin he flashes is meant to twist your gut into knots. They think fear will own you. They think the monster's presence will crack your bones, scatter your courage. But here's the truth. They underestimated you. You've been walking in the dark long before he appeared. You've faced whispers that clawed at your confidence. You've stared at emptiness and felt its pull. Yet you walked forward. And now, he shows up, masked menace, chaos in human form, ready to unravel what you've built. Little does he know the chaos in him will meet the fire in you. Every step he takes, every sneer he throws, it's a challenge. And you're not just standing there. You're waiting, watching, smiling behind your eyes because you know something he doesn't. Fear is a weapon he gave you without realizing it. Imagine the moment, the flicker of his eyes catching yours across a room, that sense of dread crawling your spine. No. He expects your knees to buckle. He expects your voice to falter. He expects your heart to surrender. But you've trained for this without even knowing it. Every late night you wrestled with doubt. Every time the world tried to shove you into corners. Every small battle you fought in silence. It all comes down to this. And now, the predator finds his reflection in the mirror of your courage. The beauty of it. The terrifying beauty. Because while he's built to terrify, you're built to survive. Not just survive. Thrive in the shadows he casts. His laugh, sharp and cruel, meant to dismantle you, bounces back on him. It ricochets. Every trick, every trap he lays, every word coated with venom, it falters. Why? Because you've already walked through fires he could never endure. And tonight, that's the battlefield. The arena where the supposed monster meets the reality of someone who refuses to bow. Think about it. What makes a psychopathic terror effective? Fear, shock, the weight of unpredictability. But when someone looks a storm in the eye and grins back, the power shifts. Yes. The hunter becomes unsure. The air tastes different when the tables turn. When you stand tall in the gaze of someone meant to break you, you become an enigma. Every plan he had, every intimidation tactic crumbles under the light of your unshaken composure. Picture it, his eyes narrowing, twitching with irritation. He doesn't understand. Every calculated move, every dark whisper, meets a wall he cannot penetrate. Nah, not today. Not ever. Because you've learned the secret the world rarely teaches. Strength isn't just brute force. Strength is the mind that refuses to be bent. Strength is the calm pulse under chaos. Strength is turning terror into motivation. And tonight, that strength? It's a weapon sharper than any malice he brought to the table. The irony is delicious. They sent him thinking he'd rewrite the story. They thought the narrative ended with you trembling, but the script flips. You are the writer now. Each decision, each gaze, each refusal to flinch, pen on paper. You craft the twist. You redirect the fear he wields into the thing he fears most, being powerless against the person he underestimated. That slow dawning realization creeping over him. That moment when he senses he is not the predator tonight. You are. Every heartbeat hammers this truth. Fear is temporary. Courage is lasting. And intimidation? A fleeting illusion. Huh? Yes, even a mind built to terrify can be unraveled by the quiet, relentless force of someone who refuses to crumble. They sent the psychopathic terror, thinking they held the advantage. But advantage is an illusion. Power is perception. And you just proved that perception can be rewritten. So take it in. Let it sink. The thrill, the tension, the pulse-quickening rush of knowing that someone engineered to break you, bowed to your presence. No, no, no. It's not arrogance. It's reality. You didn't just survive. You dominated the space where fear was supposed to reign. And tonight, the story shifts. Tonight, the psychopathic storm hits the wall of your will and shatters. Oh, glorious, isn't it? Because this isn't just about standing against terror. This is about the revelation of your own power. The understanding that even when chaos is sent to consume you, it can't. Not if you've already faced the darkness within yourself and smiled. Not if your mind has been honed, your awareness sharpened, your resolve cemented in the fires of every challenge life dared throw your way. And so here we are. You and the remnants of a fear he thought was eternal. You and the silence of his frustration. You and the proof that courage can turn the tables on even the most calculated threat. Ah, the satisfaction. The kind that no mask, no malice, no carefully designed terror can ever replicate. This is the moment where the hunted becomes the victor, where the shadow recoils before the light of unflinching will, where the story they thought they controlled finally bends to you. You felt it, didn't you? That rush when the terror thought it had you cornered. That moment when every instinct screamed to run, and yet you stayed. You stared. You didn't just confront fear, you consumed it. Ah, yes, that's the revelation. The monster wasn't your enemy. It was the mirror. Every sneer, every calculated scare, it reflected the doubt you once carried. And now, it's gone. Vanished, scared away. Because the real power, it's always been in you. Think about it. Every challenge you've ever faced, the whispers of failure, the shadows of rejection, the subtle games people play to break you, was practice. Practice for this. This moment where the so-called terror comes at you with everything it has, only to discover that your mind is sharper, your resolve, stronger, your presence, immovable. You learned something tonight. Fear only works if you feed it, and you starved it. You made it beg for mercy. Here's the secret. They never tell you. Courage isn't loud. It isn't flashy. It doesn't roar. Courage waits. It watches. It learns. It bends the energy of the world around you into something that breaks the very thing trying to break you. Ah, you saw that tonight. You took the chaos designed to harm you and flipped it, turned it into your advantage. That's the lesson. Every supposed psychopath in your path, every dark force, every challenge, they're not invincible. They're mirrors. And you're the reflection that refuses to bow. Now listen closely. Motivation isn't about blind bravery. It's not about pretending fear doesn't exist. No, no, no. It's about recognizing it, naming it, and staring it down until it folds. The psychopathic storm, they sent it thinking it would dominate, thinking it would write the story. The joke's on them. You've been writing your own story all along. Every glance that refused to waver, every heartbeat steady while chaos raged. That's strength. That's power. That's victory without a single blow thrown. Do you feel it? That surge of clarity, that realization that you don't need permission to stand tall, that you don't need approval to be unshaken, that no amount of terror can teach you weakness unless you allow it. Tonight, the fear left. Tonight, the predator learned what you already knew. Resilience isn't given, it's claimed. It's carved out of every trial, every silent struggle, every moment you refuse to let doubt take residence in your mind. And here's where it gets delicious. Every person, every force, every challenge meant to scare you. It's all part of the game. The irony is exquisite. The very thing designed to break you can instead teach you who you truly are. Every flicker of intimidation you face tonight is a lesson written in real time. A lesson in focus, patience, awareness, and above all, control. Because when chaos comes knocking, you don't just react, you dictate, you orchestrate, you turn the narrative upside down. This is the essence of power. Not the kind built on dominance or cruelty. The kind built on knowing your limits and then exceeding them. The kind built on awareness, on patience, on reading the room, reading the threat, reading yourself and knowing that you hold more than enough to withstand it. The psychopathic terror. He thought he had you cornered. You thought otherwise. And tonight you walked away not just unscathed, but stronger, wiser, sharper. Let that sink in. Every challenge from this point forward, the doubts, the whispers, the calculated forces set against you, they're all echoes of the storm you face tonight. And now you know. Now you can stare into any shadow and not flinch. You can face any chaos and turn it into your lesson. You can transform fear into fuel. You can make intimidation crumble under the weight of your resolve. Remember this. The monsters sent to terrorize you, real or imagined, are only as powerful as your willingness to let them be. Tonight you refused. Tonight you became the reflection they couldn't break. Tonight you claimed your power, your ground, your story. And the beauty? You can do it again, and again, and again. Because courage is contagious. Strength is teachable. And the mind that refuses to bow, that mind, that's a force even chaos hesitates to touch. So rise, stand, breathe in the thrill of your victory. Feel the weight of the lesson you just learned. The psychopathic terror sent to scare you, gone, defeated, not by fists, not by force, but by something far deadlier. Your awareness, your focus, your refusal to surrender. Take it with you. Let it guide you through every trial. And remember, tonight, you didn't just survive. You rewrote the rules. You turned fear into motivation. You turned the hunter into the hunted. And that, my friend, is the power you carry from this moment forward. Now, take a deep breath. Yes. Let the adrenaline settle just enough to sharpen your mind. Because surviving the storm is one thing. Owning the storm, that's where true power lives. You didn't just scare away a psychopathic terror tonight. You learned a blueprint, a pattern, a method, and it's yours to wield every single day. Observe everything. The world sends chaos, but chaos always leaves clues. Watch the eyes, the movements, the pauses. The slightest hesitation is a weakness. The smallest miscalculation is an opportunity. You've already experienced this firsthand. The psychopathic force tried to corner you, to dominate you, to bend your mind, and it failed. Why? Because you didn't just react. You observed. You calculated. You used awareness like a blade. Make that your habit. Watch life like the arena it is. Control the narrative. The beauty of it. Power isn't in responding, it's in dictating. Every reaction the monster expected from you, he didn't get. And that's exactly the lesson. Your words, your gaze, your choices, they are instruments of control. Use them. Set the tone before the chaos lands. Anticipate moves, predict motives. And when fear knocks, answer it on your terms, not theirs. You are the author of your story. The psychopathic terror learned that the hard way. Convert fear into fuel. No. Don't run from the energy of the unknown. Don't shrink from the intimidation. Harness it. Let the rush of tension sharpen your instincts, heighten your awareness, and ignite your focus. Every moment of fear is a gift if you know how to wield it. You've seen this in action tonight. The terror came to weaken you, and instead, it revealed the full force of your inner strength. Imagine the possibilities if you carry that mindset into every challenge ahead. Stay unpredictable. The one thing that unsettled the predator wasn't just courage, it was unpredictability. Yes. You didn't follow his script. You didn't fall into the trap he set. You acted in ways he couldn't calculate, couldn't anticipate, couldn't dominate. That's the secret edge. In life, in conflict, in moments of pressure, don't be predictable. Be the storm that shifts when the wind changes. The one that forces even chaos to pause. Solidify your presence. Feel it. The aura of calm, the pulse of confidence, the gaze that refuses to flinch. This isn't about arrogance. It's about grounding yourself so firmly in your own power that the world, even its darkest forces, cannot shake you. Every small victory tonight was proof of that. Build it, strengthen it, let it radiate from your every action. Make people, situations, even threats recognize that you are not just surviving, you are sovereign in your own reality. Reflect and sharpen. Every encounter is a lesson, every challenge a mirror. Tonight the mirror showed you what you've always been capable of. Now don't let it fade. Journal it, study it, replay it in your mind. Extract every ounce of insight, every hesitation, every moment of clarity, every instinct that saved you. Cement it, sharpen it, make it part of your core, so the next storm doesn't just meet you, it bends before you. Finally, remember this. Victory isn't a one-time event. It's a practice, a lifestyle, a mindset. The psychopathic terror wasn't just defeated, it was a teacher. And you? You are the student who graduated with honors. Every challenge from now on, no matter how calculated, no matter how dark, can meet you on your terms. You've seen the fear. You've felt the thrill. You've wielded the power. And that is a force that nothing and no one can diminish unless you allow it. So rise, stand, command your space. Watch the world shift around you when you refuse to bow. Remember the rush, the clarity, the undeniable truth of tonight. You are stronger than the shadows sent to scare you, smarter than the chaos meant to confuse you, sharper than the predator who thought he could own you. And with every step forward, with every breath, with every decision, you carry that force with you. Ah, intoxicating, isn't it? This is your manifesto, your blueprint, your proof that darkness is only powerful if you let it be. And tonight, you didn't let it. You turned fear into fuel, threat into insight, and terror into triumph. Stand tall, step forward, and remember, no mask, no calculated chaos, no storm can ever outshine the force you've discovered in yourself. Ooh? Who are you really? Who hides behind your silence? Who told you you were weak? Oh, they lied, they always lie, but not today, not now, not here. This isn't just another video. Nah, this is a storm, a war, a raw truth clawing at your skin until you finally see it. Your power is no joke. Huh. Oh wow. The way you've survived, the way you've carried fire while the world tried to drown you. That's no accident. That's proof. Proof that you are built different, sharper, louder, stronger. Yeah. I'm talking to you, the one watching this right now. You are not here by chance. You are here because you're dangerous enough to hear the words others fear. So listen, don't you dare click away. Don't you dare scroll past. Watch this till the very end, because this isn't a speech, it's a weapon, and once you hold it, you'll never be the same again. And before we dive deep, tribute to you. Yes, you. The ones who comment, the ones who share, the ones who drop a super thanks to keep this fire alive. You are the backbone of this madness, the fuel of this revolution, the reason these words burn brighter every single day. So buckle up, breathe deep, and tell me, are you ready to finally face who you are? Power isn't given, it's taken. Stolen, forged in fire until the hands that hold it tremble no more. That's the brutal truth. Nobody out there is waiting to hand you your crown, your freedom, your voice. They want you quiet. They want you tame. They want you convinced that you're ordinary. And the cruelest trick they ever played, convincing you that you had no say in it. But look at you, breathing, standing, watching these words slice through the silence. That alone should terrify them because it means you're still here. And if you're still here, you are not defeated. Not yet. Oh, they want you buried under doubt. They want you chained by shame. They want you laughing at your own weakness, as if your strength was a joke. But here's the twist. The joke isn't on you, it's on them. Because the moment you recognize what you carry inside, the moment you stop begging for permission, everything changes. Oh wow. The world tilts when one person wakes up. Entire structures, built to keep you small, start to crack. And when they hear that sound, the sound of you refusing to bend, they panic. Because power, real power, doesn't scream. It doesn't parade. It doesn't ask. It simply is. But here's where most people stumble. They think power is some shiny thing, some flashy moment. Nah, power isn't loud. Power is silent until it chooses to strike. Power is the weight of self-control. Power is the calm that drives people mad because they cannot rattle you, no matter how much they try. And yeah, it's not easy. Don't think I'll dress it up for you. Power demands sacrifice. It demands that you bleed away weakness, burn away excuses, and stand in places where comfort can't reach you. But isn't that the point? If it were easy, it wouldn't mean anything. If it didn't test you, it wouldn't transform you. Every scar, every failure, every night you thought you couldn't keep going, that was training. That was the furnace shaping you. And while others were busy hiding from their storms, you learned how to walk into them. You learned that the thunder doesn't decide your fate. You do. Let them laugh at you. Let them whisper. Let them pretend you're nothing, because they don't see what you've built in silence. They don't know the fire you've carried in your chest while they slept. That's your edge. That's your weapon. Because when the mask comes off and you step forward, when they realize you're not broken but sharpened, they'll understand too late that underestimating you was their biggest mistake. Oh yeah, they'll scramble. They'll try to contain you. They'll throw labels, insults, walls. But here's the secret. Walls crumble. Insults fade. Labels burn. The only thing that endures is the strength you've cultivated when no one was watching. That's why your power is no joke. That's why you're dangerous. That's why the room changes the second you decide to stop hiding. And the moment you stop hiding, you stop playing by their rules. So, let me ask you this. If the mask is slipping and the chains are breaking, what happens when you finally decide to unleash everything you've been holding back? Unleashed power doesn't knock politely. It storms through the door and dares the world to stop it. You asked what happens when you stop holding back. The answer? Chaos, disruption, fear. Because when a person who was underestimated finally stands tall, the entire balance of the room shatters. They expected your silence, not your roar. They prepared for your obedience, not your defiance. And once the chains fall away, there's no going back. Oh, the sight of it is unforgettable. The one they laughed at suddenly becomes the one they can't look in the eye. The one they dismissed suddenly carries a weight too heavy to ignore. That's what happens when power is no longer suppressed. It demands recognition, whether they like it or not. And oh wow, it rattles them. Because the rules they lived by no longer apply to you. You've stepped into something larger, sharper, more unrelenting. They can't control it, can't predict it, can't box it in. And what people cannot control, they fear. Fear is their language, and now you speak it better than they do. But don't mistake this for rage alone. Nah, true unleashed power isn't reckless. It isn't about smashing everything in sight. It's precise, surgical. It chooses when to strike, and when it does, it leaves no doubt who holds command. That's the difference between noise and authority. Anyone can be loud, but not everyone can be undeniable. And yeah, it's costly to carry yourself like that, to stand unwavering while the world trembles. You'll pay a price. Comfort will turn its back on you. Ease will no longer follow you. People you thought you needed will scatter. But look closely. Was their presence ever strength, or just weight keeping you from rising? Your power isn't meant to be palatable. It isn't meant to be soft or convenient. It's meant to cut, to expose, to remind people that you are not here to fit into their fragile picture of who you should be. You are here to redraw the picture entirely. And once you've tasted that level of control over yourself, no cage can ever feel like home again. Oh yeah, they'll call it arrogance. They'll call it madness. They'll call it anything but what it truly is: mastery. Because naming it truthfully would force them to face their own lack of it. And facing that is unbearable. So they'll project their weakness onto you, but projection is not power. Execution is. Remember this: unleashed power has no off switch. Once awakened, it refuses to shrink, and you'll find that the only path left is forward. Not because you crave destruction, but because the moment you hesitate, they'll try to chain you again. And hesitation is how they win. So you cannot stop. You cannot fold. You cannot dim the fire you've worked so long to ignite. Because the question is no longer what happens when you unleash it. The question now is, what will you build with it? Power that builds nothing, destroys everything. So what will you build with it? That's the question that separates the strong from the reckless. Anyone can break, anyone can burn, but to construct something lasting, that requires vision. That requires precision. That requires a mind sharper than the blade it wields. Oh, the temptation will always whisper, tear it all down. Show them what destruction looks like. Leave nothing standing. But true mastery laughs at that. Because real power isn't measured by how much you can shatter. It's measured by how much you can shape. Oh, wow. The discipline it takes to hold your fire until the exact moment it's needed, that's what terrifies them most. They expect rage. They expect wildness. But when you meet them with clarity, calculation, and direction, their own chaos betrays them. They flail, you strike. They waste, you build. That's the difference. That's how you separate yourself from the noise. And nah, building isn't glamorous. It's not flashy. It's brick after brick, choice after choice, grinding in silence while others mock you for being too focused. But the day comes when the structure towers above them, undeniable, immovable. And when they stand beneath it, choking on the reality of your work, they'll understand you didn't just survive, you created. But yeah, here's the catch. What you build will be tested. Every wall will be pushed. Every foundation will be shaken. That's not punishment, that's proof. Proof that what you've built deserves to stand. Proof that your strength is not decoration but backbone. Proof that your power wasn't a burst of lightning but a storm that never dies. And when they come, because they always come, to tear it down, you will stand before them not as a desperate defender, but as the architect of something they cannot comprehend. You'll watch them swing with all their might and still fail, because their hands were never trained to build, only to break. Oh yeah, that's the moment. The one where you realize the true weight of power is not in destroying enemies, but in building something they can never touch. Something that remains long after their laughter, their insults, their petty attacks vanish into nothing. Because power without creation is emptiness. But power with vision, that is legacy. That is impact. That is the shadow you cast across their world long after you're gone. And no one can erase it. So the question isn't whether you can build. The question is, what kind of legacy will you leave behind when the dust settles and the silence returns? The silence after you're gone will either echo your name or erase it. That's the truth nobody wants to face. The dust always settles, the crowd always disperses, the noise fades, the lights dim, and the world returns to its restless spin. And when that happens, what remains of you? What endures when your voice is no longer in the room? That's the test of legacy. Oh, most people pretend not to care. They shrug, they laugh, they say none of it matters, but deep down, they're terrified. Terrified of being forgotten, terrified of living years that leave no mark, terrified that when their time ends, it will be as if they never existed at all. Oh, wow. That fear eats them alive. It drives them to chase attention, to beg for validation, to cling to shallow distractions that vanish the moment they arrive. But legacy doesn't live in noise. Legacy lives in substance. It is carved in stone, not scribbled in sand. And carving stone is not easy. It demands strikes, chisels, sweat, and patience. It demands the courage to keep shaping when others laugh at the unfinished form. But those who keep carving, who refuse to quit when the stone resists, are the ones who leave behind monuments while others leave behind dust. Yeah, you've felt it. The pull of wanting to be remembered for more than just existing. To be seen not as someone who blended in, but as someone who shifted the weight of the world, even if only slightly. That's not vanity. That's responsibility. Power is wasted if it dies with you, but if it outlives you, if it shapes others long after you're gone, then it was never wasted. Oh, the irony. People think legacy is about recognition, about applause, about their names on lips. No. Legacy is about transformation, about impact, about the invisible ripple that moves through generations because of a single choice you made, a single stand you refused to abandon. That ripple is louder than applause. That ripple is eternal. So what does it demand of you? Everything. Discipline when it hurts. Integrity when it costs. Courage when it shakes you. The willingness to endure silence while you carve. Knowing the stone won't reward you today, but someday, someone will stand in its shadow and understand the weight of your work. Oh yeah. They'll call you obsessive. They'll call you too intense. They'll laugh at how seriously you take your path. Let them. Because when the silence comes for them, nothing will remain. But when it comes for you, the silence will still carry your echo. That's the question. That's the weight. That's the fire. And now, if you dare to build such a legacy, the next question becomes unavoidable. What are you willing to sacrifice to protect it? Everything you want to keep demands something you must lose. So, what are you willing to sacrifice to protect your legacy? That's the question most avoid, because sacrifice hurts. Sacrifice burns. Sacrifice strips you bare and dares you to continue walking. But without it, nothing great survives. Nothing endures. Oh, people want power without price. They want glory without wounds. They want a throne without the weight that crushes weaker men. But that's not how it works. The higher you climb, the heavier the burden. And the heavier the burden, the more you must be willing to cut away comfort, distraction, even the very people who once swore they'd never leave. Oh wow, the shock of it will sting. The moment you realize that not everyone who clapped for you will stand with you. That not everyone who smiled in your presence was truly for you. Some were leeches, some were shadows. And when your fire grows too bright, they scatter. Let them. They were never built for the weight you're carrying. Nah, sacrifice isn't cruelty. Sacrifice is clarity. It's the stripping away of what weakens you so that what remains is unbreakable. Think of it like sharpening a blade. You grind away at the dull edges, not because you hate the metal, but because you demand precision. You demand strength. And yeah, it will test you. Sacrifice always does. It will whisper, maybe it isn't worth it. Maybe comfort is enough. Maybe you should rest. But comfort is the trap that buries countless lives. Comfort is where power goes to die. And if your legacy matters, if your strength is real, you'll spit in the face of comfort and keep moving. Oh, the irony. The very things people cling to for safety, ease, approval, false loyalty, are the very things that betray them in the end. They thought they were keeping everything, but in truth, they lost it all. And the one who sacrifices, the one who cuts away what is weak, ends up standing with something that cannot be stolen. Oh yeah, they'll mock you for it. They'll call you cold. They'll say you gave up too much. But the same mouths will fall silent when they see you still standing, long after their comfort turned to dust. Because sacrifice isn't loss. Sacrifice is investment. Sacrifice is the currency of the eternal. So ask yourself again, what are you willing to sacrifice to protect the legacy you claim you want? Because the answer to that question determines everything. And once you've answered it truthfully, another question rises, darker and sharper than all the rest. When the world finally realizes your power cannot be broken, how will they face you? Now you see it, don't you? You've felt the power coursing through your veins. Yeah, that's you. That's your strength. That's your edge. Oh wow, the world thought it could cage you, hide you, silence you. Nah, not today. Not ever. You've stared into the chaos and walked out sharper, louder, unstoppable. And here's the deal. Don't let it fade away. Take it. Own it. Show it to everyone who doubted you. Comment below, share your fire, drop a super thanks if this awakens something inside you. Every word, every reaction, every spark you ignite fuels this madness. To you. Yes, you, the warriors, the dreamers, the ones brave enough to watch till the end, the ones who refuse to bow to weakness. This is your tribute. You are the pulse of this revolution. You are the reason these words exist. So rise, stand, and remember your power is no joke. Never, ever forget that. Until next time, stay dangerous, stay untouchable, stay you. You've seen it happen? People are staring, wide-eyed, minds spinning, their jaws hitting the floor as they try, desperately to figure out how you did it. And the truth? They never will. Because what you just pulled off, that wasn't luck. That wasn't a chance. That wasn't some trick they could copy if they tried for 100 lifetimes. No, that was chaos, harnessed. That was a calculation hidden behind a smirk. And now here you are, standing there while the room swirls with confusion, envy, disbelief. The tension is thick. You can taste it. Everyone's asking the same thing without saying it. How did they pull that off? And they can't stop themselves from watching you, dissecting every move, every word, every pause. They're obsessed. Obsessed because they can feel the edge of something they will never reach. It's intoxicating, isn't it? Think about it. The moment before it all snapped. You were calm, cool, unshaken, and then bam, you made your move. People blinked, and when they opened their eyes again, the world had shifted slightly. Just enough for everyone to realize they were behind. Everyone else, stumbling in the dark, fumbling, guessing, losing ground faster than they even notice. No. That's the magic, the thrill, the raw power of being the one who sees through the fog while everyone else gropes in confusion. They spend hours, days, weeks trying to decode your method, your strategy, your mindset, and you just smile, step forward, and keep moving. It's not about proving them wrong. Not exactly. It's about proving yourself right. Every impossible obstacle you've faced, every sneer you've endured, every whisper of doubt thrown in your direction, they all become fuel. They watch and they think they're clever. They think they understand. But they don't. They can't. Because what you pulled off, it's a reflection of every sleepless night, every risk taken, every boundary you've shattered quietly while the world slept. The beauty of it, the beauty of silence. While they argue, question, and panic, you're already ahead, already shaping the next move, already living in a space they can't touch. And let's not pretend it's easy. The edge you walk, it's sharp, it cuts, it demands something from you, something most people aren't willing to give. Focus, discipline, vision, the courage to laugh in the face of doubt. You've stared at the impossible and grinned. You've looked into the abyss of can't and whispered, "Watch me." And now the world is watching you. And they're terrified, not of what you did, but of what you're about to do next. They sense it in your movements, your eyes, the pause before you speak. They feel it because deep down, they know the game has changed. You've changed it. So yes, they went insane trying to figure it out. And why wouldn't they? They've never seen anyone like you before. Not really. Not someone who bends the rules, twists the narrative, flips the script, and leaves everyone else scrambling in the debris. But here's the kicker. They don't need to understand you. They don't need to catch up. That's not your burden. That's not your problem. What matters is what you do next. How you use that edge. How you take that chaos and turn it into momentum. And let me tell you, the moment you realize that, the moment you embrace that, that's when everything changes. This isn't about fame. This isn't about applause. This is about presence, about power in subtlety, about the thrill of seeing the world try and fail to contain someone who refuses to be contained. And you, my friend, have just stepped into that space. Right now, the whispers are loud. The disbelief is palpable. Eyes are glued. Minds are racing. And you're ready. Ready to take what they can't even imagine. Because the truth is simple. When you operate like this, when you move like this, when you think like this, nothing is impossible, and no one, absolutely no one, can keep up. You see them struggling. Every twitch, every glance, they're trying to map your mind. They're trying to catch a glimpse of the method behind the madness. It's adorable, really. But here's the thing. There is no map. There is no blueprint. Only instinct, sharpened by experience. Only decisions made at the edge of chaos, where most people freeze, falter, and fall apart. That's where you live. That's where you thrive. And that terrifies them, because they can't touch it. They can't trace it, and they'll never ever reach it. Now, let's break it down. How did you pull it off? Not by following the rules, not by waiting for permission, not by trying to please the crowd. No, no, no. You pulled it off by daring to see what others refuse to see, by leaning into the impossible, stepping into the uncomfortable, and laughing at the doubt that echoed in every corner of your mind. Every hesitation, you crushed it. Every fear, you turned it into fuel. Every "you can't" whispered by the world, you wore it like armor. That's the game. That's the edge. And oh, it feels good, doesn't it? Think about it. Every time someone tries to replicate what you've done, they fail. Not because they're stupid, not because they lack effort, but because they don't understand the rhythm of risk, the language of unpredictability, the subtle art of bending the narrative just enough so that everyone else trips over themselves while you walk past. It's intoxicating. To move through life like a shadow everyone wants to catch but can't. To make chaos in your playground while others are drowning in order. And this is where most people give up. They get frustrated, angry, confused. But you embrace it. You use it. Every misstep they make, every calculation they botch, every desperate attempt to decode you, it becomes leverage, momentum, advantage. You're not just a head, you're a storm rolling through their fragile expectations. You're a force they can feel but they can't contain. And that is power. Pure, subtle, intoxicating power. Let's be clear. Pulling this off once was impressive. Doing it consistently? That's a different breed. That's a mentality. That's knowing that your moves, your decisions, your instincts, they are sharper than anything anyone else has seen. And yes, it requires patience, discipline, vision. But more than that, it requires audacity. The kind that makes people stop, stare, and mutter, how does anyone even do that? That's the sound of envy, the sound of limits being exposed. And you are the revelation. So here's the truth. And you can feel it pulsing every time they question you, every time they doubt you, every time they try to mimic what you've done. They are validating your existence. They are proving the edge you've carved. Every failed attempt, proof that you are operating on a different plane, a different frequency. It's not arrogance, it's clarity. The kind that lets you move through the world unbothered, unshaken, and unstoppable in subtlety. Every misstep they make feeds the next move you're about to unleash. And this is where it gets delicious. The moment when you realize that the chaos, the confusion, the obsession, they're all yours to wield. That's when you stop reacting. That's when you start controlling. That's when every glance, every word, every pause, they're yours. You've gone from being observed to being an orchestrator. The world becomes a stage, and you are the silent puppeteer behind the scenes. And the best part? They don't even know it. So remember this. They went insane trying to figure out your method, your secret, your edge. But the truth is simple. There is no secret, only vision, only daring, only the courage to take the step everyone else refuses. And now, standing here, knowing what you're capable of, you can do it again, and again, and again, Every challenge, every obstacle, every doubter, they are nothing more than fuel for your next move. The question isn't whether they'll understand. The question is, will they ever catch up? And the answer is no. Not a chance. Now listen closely. This is where most people crumble. They freeze at the edge, paralyzed by doubt, afraid to take the leap. But not you. Not ever. You've stared at that edge. You've danced with the impossible. And now it's your turn to strike. And strike you will. Because the difference between the ones who talk and the ones who do is simple. Action. Relentless. Unapologetic. Edge of chaos action. Own your unpredictability. Stop being readable. Stop letting them catch the pattern. Let them spin in circles while you glide through the gaps. Every move you make should carry intent. Every glance, every pause, every word, they are tools, weapons. And when you wield them, the world bends just enough to reveal the path no one else can see. The thrill of being unseen but unstoppable. That's power they'll never understand. Embrace their obsession. Let them try to dissect you. Let them scribble theories and whisper doubts. Every failed attempt they make to copy you, that's validation. That's proof you're operating on a frequency they cannot reach. Turn their energy into momentum. Use it. Absorb it. Let it sharpen your instincts, fuel your next move, and widen the gap between you and everyone else. They're your mirrors, reflecting just how far ahead you already are. Take calculated chaos and make it method. People fear what they can't predict. You manipulate it. You bend reality just enough so they question everything, including themselves. And the beauty is, they'll never know it's deliberate. Every risk, every bold move, every boundary you push, it's precision dressed as madness. That's the genius of the edge. That's where legends are made. Never show all your cards. Let them wonder. Let them overthink. Let them spiral while you move calmly, silently, purposefully. Let the chaos chase them while you orchestrate it. The game isn't about winning every round. It's about controlling the narrative. Every stumble they make, every doubt they voice, that's your cue. Move, strike, shift, and leave them scrambling to catch up. Build your legacy in silence. The ones obsessed with your moves will talk. They will speculate. They will go insane trying to figure you out. But you keep evolving, climbing, advancing. Every action, every decision, every calculated risk. These are the bricks of your path. Not for applause, not for validation, for dominance of your own space. And one day, when they finally realize what they were chasing, it will be too late. You're already gone. You're already ahead. So here's the truth you need to hold on to. They went insane because they can't replicate your vision. They can't follow your rhythm. They can't seize the edge because they fear stepping into the space you've already conquered. And that, my friend, is your gift. That is your weapon. That is your motivation. The moment you realize that, the moment you stop chasing approval and start moving in your own zone of brilliance, everything changes. This is the play, the code, the unspoken rule of domination and subtlety. Control the chaos. Bend reality. Let them try and fail to catch up. Own the obsession they have for you, and let it become your momentum. And remember, the next time they stare bewildered, trying to figure out how you pulled it off, you will smile, because they'll never, ever know. And that's the final move. Step into it. Lean into it. Live it. Make them insane. Not out of cruelty, but out of pure, undeniable excellence. The game has changed. The edge is yours. And now you are untouchable in subtlety, unmatched in vision, and impossible to contain. Here's the scene. The room is silent. The chaos has settled. But you're alive, vibrant, electric. Every eye that once tried to decode you now reflects awe, fear, obsession. The power of perception. The power of presence. It's intoxicating, isn't it? Because now it's not just about what you did. It's about who you've become in the process. They'll try to label you, predict you, pin you down. But labels are chains, and chains are for the ordinary. You've stepped outside the grid. You've rewritten the rules quietly, deliberately, with a smirk. Every step forward, every calculated risk, every unpredictable move, it's all a reminder that the edge isn't just a place you occupy, it's a state of mind. And it's a state most will never reach. Here's the kicker. Now, it's your move. The ones obsessed with your method, they're trapped in your wake. And while they panic, scramble, and spin in circles, you act. You strategize, you innovate, you strike when they least expect it. That's the beauty of operating from a place no one else can touch. They think they're ahead. They think they understand. They have no idea. You're already steps beyond, shaping the next chapter while they're stuck replaying the last. This is your call to action. Not in whispers, not in hesitation, but with boldness, precision, and audacity. Own the chaos. Command the edge. Use the obsession of others as fuel for your momentum. Every glance, every pause, every misstep they make, they are clues, not threats. And every clue becomes leverage. Every misstep becomes an opportunity. Every doubt they cast becomes a shadow you move through, sharper, faster, smarter. And finally, remember this. They went absolutely insane trying to figure out how you pulled that off. Let that linger. Let it sink in. The world will never understand you fully. They'll never replicate you. They'll never anticipate you. And that is the ultimate victory. Because while they chase, you rise. While they falter, you dominate. While they obsess, you move freely, silently, deliberately, master of the edge, architect of chaos, orchestrator of your own impossible story. So step forward. Take the edge. Own the space. Make them question everything. And when they finally whisper your name, shocked, confused, envious, smile. Because they'll never ever know what comes next. And that, my friend, is the power you've been building all along. Oh man. Oh, you ever notice how they freak out? People in power. Confused, wondering how you know. Oh wow, every secret they tried, every hidden move shattered. They never wanted this. Leaked. Did they? Every whisper they guarded, every code they trusted, broken, and you're just standing there, calm, unshaken, unstoppable. Damn, they panic, scramble, question themselves, wondering, how is this happening? Oh, the irony. It's delicious. They're towers of power, crumbling silently right before your eyes. Think about it. Every step they took, oh wow. Every decision exposed, every mask slipping. Yeah. And the best part? They don't even see it coming. The storm, the awareness, the unstoppable truth, and it's in your hands. They believed control, yeah, could blind the world, but they forgot one thing. You see everything, every secret, every manipulation, every hidden agenda, gone. Power trembles when the blind suddenly see. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Watching them scramble. The ones who thought control was theirs, who believed secrets were chains, and that nobody could break them. They built towers of influence draped in silence, confident that no eyes could pierce the darkness. And yet, here you are, walking through the shadows they never mapped. Every whisper they guarded, every locked door, every invisible thread they pulled, they underestimated you. Yeah, they thought information could be caged, that strategy and secrecy were armor, that manipulation and misdirection would blind anyone with the audacity to look too closely. Oh, how wrong they were. You didn't stumble, you didn't guess, you observed, you listened. You noticed the patterns in their hesitation, the tremors behind their smiles, the cracks in their careful facades. And slowly, very slowly, the truth unfolded before you, piece by piece, unrelenting. They panic now. It's written all over their faces. The poised, calculated masks of power slip under the weight of realization. How do they know? The question hangs in the air, trembling like an unspoken accusation. Every advisor, every ally, every silent observer, yeah, they all feel it. That tension, the fear that knowledge, once contained, has escaped. And who released it? You. Not by chance, not by accident, but because you refuse to be blind, because your mind is disciplined, because your patience is sharper than the sharpest blade they never saw coming. Wow, the irony is exquisite. They control systems, people, decisions, even the flow of information, and yet they are powerless against awareness, against someone who watches without distraction, someone who listens without judgment, someone who understands. And the best part? They don't know you yet. They don't realize the depth of observation. They think it's random, accidental, harmless. No, it's everything but harmless. It is inevitability in motion. It is the mirror reflecting what they never wanted to see. Their own vulnerability. Oh, the chaos is delicious. Not because you delight in their fear, but because the truth cannot be contained. And that truth is simple. They never wanted this to leak. They built walls of secrecy to shield themselves from the world. And yet, here you stand, unwavering, eyes wide, mind sharp, heart steady. You are the leak they feared. You are the quiet storm they never trained for. And in their confusion, in their panic, in their disbelief, they see it. Someone finally knows. And now, the question lingers, slicing through the air like a knife. What happens when their secrets aren't secrets anymore? When the invisible becomes visible, fear becomes a language everyone speaks. Oh, you see it, don't you? The way their composure fractures under the weight of what they never expected. Every glance, every hesitation, every hurried word is a confession. They're confused, scrambling to find the pattern, the source, the weakness. But there is none. Not here. Not in you. Not in the way you move through their shadows, picking apart what they thought untouchable. Yeah, it's relentless. You don't pause. You don't stumble. You observe. And each observation sharpens you, hones you, makes the unseen visible. They thought information was power. They thought knowledge could be contained. And yet every secret, every hidden strategy, every guarded agenda, they underestimated the force of awareness. The moment you saw it, you became unstoppable. Every subtle signal becomes a roadmap. Every whispered conversation, a blueprint. Every glance behind closed doors, a revelation. And now, they feel it. Anxiety crawling along their spine, doubt poisoning their thoughts. Who else knows? How did this happen? How could someone see what was meant to remain unseen? And in the stillness of their panic, a chilling realization, it is not a mistake. It was never random. It was preparation, discipline, precision. Oh, the beauty of inevitability. The way the pieces fall into place without a sound, without a scream. They try to trace it, to block it, to anticipate the next move, but they fail. Every wall they built to guard themselves becomes transparent under your gaze. Every mask slips, every carefully hidden motive lays bare, and they're powerless. Not because of what you've taken, but because of what they cannot hide from themselves. Nah, they cannot comprehend it. Not fully. The brilliance isn't just in what you know. The brilliance is in how you become the storm that reveals it. You move quietly, but the echoes of your awareness shake the foundations they trusted. Every miscalculation they made now screams in their faces. Every attempt to manipulate reality collapses under the weight of your insight. And still, you do not strike. You simply exist. A force of clarity they cannot touch, cannot contain. Wow, it is intoxicating. The power of seeing clearly when the world around you thrives on blindness. The satisfaction is not cruelty, it is justice. Not revenge, it is truth. And truth is unstoppable. They never wanted this knowledge to leak, but it has. And it is not just leaked, it is known, internalized, felt. And in that knowledge lies chaos. They sense it in the way their own minds betray them. The plans they trusted, the structures they built, the alliances they thought were secure, crumbling, slowly, painfully, inevitably. Every misstep they make now echoes in your favor. Every doubt becomes a wedge, every confusion a weapon you did not even raise. And as they flounder, grasping at shadows, one question lingers in the silent chaos. And when the storm hits, can they survive the truth? Power fears the mirror more than the sword. Huh? Oh, they see it now. That gleam in your eye, the calm in your stride, the certainty in your presence. Every move they make to conceal, every hurried meeting, every desperate attempt at control, it falters under the weight of your awareness. They are caught in their own reflections, not of themselves as they hope to appear, but as they truly are, vulnerable, fragile, unprepared. Yeah, it's exquisite. Watching them scramble, realizing that the very systems they built to dominate are now their cages. Every protocol, every safeguard, every silent pact, they crumble before the inevitability of your clarity. They wanted ignorance to rule, silence to reign. But knowledge is louder than fear, and you are louder than both. Oh wow. It is astonishing how fragile confidence becomes when challenged by unwavering perception. They reach for answers, strategies, explanations, anything to regain their footing, and yet nothing sticks. Every lie they whispered, every manipulation they orchestrated is exposed, not by accusation, not by force, but by the relentless precision of your attention. You are not reckless, you are deliberate, calculated, methodical, and in that method lies the true terror. You are untouchable. Nah. They cannot anticipate you. They cannot trap you. They thought power was linear, predictable, a chain of cause and effect. But you move like water, shaping, flowing, dissolving the structures they relied on. Every attempt to corner you only reveals the depths of their misunderstanding. And as they falter, panic becomes the language they cannot translate, the rhythm they cannot match. Their chaos is now your canvas. Oh, the irony is intoxicating. They trained for dominance. They believed influence equated control. And yet, one person, one mind, one awareness, one unwavering focus unravels it all. And they realize too late that the power they clung to so fiercely was never real. Not in the way they thought. Not when confronted with someone who sees, someone who notices, someone who understands. And the truth hits them like lightning. They are exposed, completely. Every step they take now is measured in hesitation. Every word they speak trembles. You don't need to strike. You don't need to shout. You simply exist in that space. And the walls they built collapse under the weight of their own expectation. And in that collapse, one brutal question emerges, burning, unavoidable, and screaming for an answer. Will they survive the truth, or will it consume them entirely? The answer is inevitable. They cannot rebuild fast enough. They cannot hide fast enough. Every strategy they trusted, every confidence they relied on, now serves only to illuminate their errors. You are not just confronting them, you are reflecting them, showing them what they never wanted to see. Themselves stripped of pretense, stripped of manipulation, stripped of the illusion of invulnerability. And as their confusion spreads, as panic whispers through the corridors of influence, you feel it. Not triumph, not satisfaction, but clarity. That rare, unshakable understanding that comes when chaos bends to observation. You are not here to destroy, you are here to reveal. And that revelation is unstoppable. Control is an illusion. Awareness is your weapon. Oh, can you feel it? That moment when the chaos around them becomes yours to navigate. Every stumble, every misstep, every desperate attempt to regain dominance is like a map, revealing the terrain of their weakness. They flail, believing that power is something you seize in a moment. But real strength, real power, lies in patience, in observation, in precision. And you have mastered it. Yeah, it's subtle, almost invisible to anyone else, but not to you. Every glance, every hesitation, every hidden agenda, they're legible to a mind sharpened by discipline. And in that understanding, you find freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from manipulation, freedom from the invisible chains they so desperately believed could bind you. Every miscalculation they make now works in your favor, quietly, inevitably. Oh wow, the irony is breathtaking. They built walls of secrecy, thinking silence could shield them. They created illusions of control, thinking dominance could blind the world. And here you are, moving through it all, untouchable, unshaken, unstoppable. The storm they never trained for is not noise, it is clarity. Nah, they cannot stop it. Not by force, not by deception, not by alliances. Every attempt to regain control only highlights the depth of their misjudgment. They underestimate what awareness can do. They undervalue the strength of a mind that refuses distraction, that refuses compromise, that refuses to be bent by fear or intimidation. And as they scramble, their own structures unravel. Every strategy collapses under the weight of truth they cannot deny. Oh, the satisfaction is not in destruction. It is in inevitability. Watching the truth assert itself in a world built on illusion, watching their panic transform into hesitation, watching the walls they trusted dissolve silently before your focus. You do not strike with chaos. You strike with clarity. You strike by existing with purpose and perception. And that is the most untouchable power of all. Each moment now is a lesson for them. Every misstep a reflection of arrogance. Every panic-stricken reaction exposes not your strength, but their fragility. And as you navigate this storm, one undeniable truth crystallizes. Mastery is not in overwhelming others with force. It is in understanding, anticipating, and existing beyond the reach of their schemes. Every move they make, every desperate attempt to regain footing, only confirms the inevitability of your rise. They never imagined that someone could move through awareness and patience like armor. Someone could turn perception into power, observation into influence, understanding into inevitability. You are beyond their reach, beyond their comprehension, beyond their control. And now, the final question hovers like smoke in the corridors of influence, inevitable and unavoidable. And when you rise, what will they see in your eyes? Knowledge that cannot be contained becomes destiny. Oh, look at them. Confused, vulnerable, exposed. Every calculation they made, every strategy they trusted, every alliance they built, it collapses quietly, relentlessly, under the clarity you carry. And the strange beauty of it, you did not force it. You did not manipulate it. You simply moved through awareness, patience, and unwavering focus. And now, the chaos that terrifies them is your testament. Yeah, it is intoxicating. Not because of revenge, not because of cruelty, but because truth, once seen, cannot be hidden. They wanted secrecy. They wanted compliance. They wanted ignorance to prevail. And yet, here you are, untouchable, unshaken, inevitable. They scramble to regain control, but control is an illusion, always has been. And the more they fight, the clearer it becomes. Their influence never measured your insight. Oh wow. It is remarkable how fragile power becomes when confronted with perception. They cannot outwit what already understands the map of their deception. They cannot overpower what already flows through the cracks of their system, seeing everything that was meant to remain unseen. They are terrified not because you act against them, but because you exist beyond their capacity to predict. Nah, they cannot comprehend it. Not fully. They cannot see the force behind patient observation, the strategy behind quiet awareness, the inevitability behind a mind disciplined to truth, and that is your ultimate advantage. Not chaos, not dominance, but understanding, insight, mastery. While they scramble in shadows, you rise with clarity, with poise, with inevitability. Oh, the irony is sweet. They built illusions, believing influence would blind the world. They built walls, believing secrecy would protect them. And now, the walls are transparent. The illusions unraveling, the panic spreading quietly like smoke. And all of it, every tremor, every hesitation, is a testament to one unshakable fact. Awareness cannot be contained. Insight cannot be silenced. Truth cannot be ignored. And now, the legacy forms, not from destruction, but from unyielding clarity, not from fear, but from patience, not from manipulation, but from understanding. You are not remembered for the chaos you could unleash, but for the inevitability you embody. Every person in power who ever doubted, every system that ever tried to blind, every strategy that ever underestimated your rise writes the story they cannot rewrite. Every step forward is measured in inevitability. Every glance they cast toward you carries disbelief, frustration, and acknowledgement they cannot voice. You are beyond their reach, beyond their schemes, beyond their understanding. And they realize too late that the world bends not to the arrogant, but to the aware, not to those who scream the loudest, but to those who see clearly, act deliberately, and move with purpose. Oh, it is final. They will rebuild. They will whisper. They will scramble. But nothing will erase what is already known. Nothing will erase what has been revealed. The storm you carried through observation and patience will echo long after the fear fades, long after the panic subsides, and they will never forget. And now, it's over. Yeah, they scramble, they panic, they realize too late. Oh wow, every secret, every scheme, every mask exposed. All because you saw, understood, acted. They never wanted this leaked, but it's done. Unstoppable, undeniable. Watch closely. The towers of power, trembling, breaking, fading. Every move you make, echoing everywhere. Oh, and the question lingers. Are they even ready to face what you became? They underestimated, ignored, mocked, but now powerless, because clarity, awareness, truth cannot be contained.